So today is Thursday, day 111. I meditated this morning, and then after work I did the 3:30 class again, and I had an output of 499. So that's 4 days in a row since I've been kind of tracking more in depth my workouts that I've hit, like I think it was 497, 501, 514, and 499. So 4 days in a row of really high outputs. No records yet, but they've been brutal and great workouts. And today's was kind of slightly different in the sense that I got the high output a little different. Like yesterday, if you looked at my power distribution curve on Strava, it was almost like a bell curve the last couple days. Today's was a lot more skewed to the right, meaning a lot of high outputs. So a lot more time in like the 300 to 325, 350, or 325 to 350, 350 to 375. So I had a couple minutes up in there that skewed my curve to the right, but my overall distribution was more to the left, but the average ended up being in the 500. Anyway, it's kind of nice to see different ways of getting high outputs. And it felt like when I was in the workout, my heart rate was really high a lot of the time, but it only was 5 minutes or so in the zone, the distribution I created for like 163 and up or 162 and up. So I only had like 5.5 minutes there, but it felt like I was just dying the whole class. Like it just felt like a really hard class. So it was a really hard 499. But again, I've been going back and adding a lot of my old workouts to my Strava account. Each one takes me like 20-30 seconds. So I did like all of January last night. I'm doing February today. So I want to link all of my workouts so that way I can get a better idea of how I've improved over time. And they have this thing called like your power curve. Anyway, supposedly you want to basically know what your maximum for an hour would be, and so I think you can calculate that yourself. You do like 20 minutes of like the hardest you can pedal, and they say you should do it like every 4 to 6 weeks. So then you kind of have a baseline of what your maximum power is. You multiply that by 3 for an hour, so what you could theoretically do for an hour. And then so I haven't done that yet. I might try to do that this weekend. What's interesting about that is if I had been calculating my max power every 4 to 6 weeks, when I first started, most of my workouts were in the 350s to 400 range in like the month of December. So my max power, would have been a lot lower. If I take 20 minutes, my best 20 minutes might have been only like, I don't know, 180 or something. And, multiply that by 3, that'd been like 540. And then in the month of January, most of my workouts were like 400 to 450. So again, my max power would have been above what I started, but still. And then February, a lot of my workouts were like 400 to 500. So here we are in March, and it seems like most of my workouts are in the 450 to 530 range. So it's kind of nice if you do calculate that max power every 4 to 6 weeks to see if you're improving over time. And I know I have been if I had been doing it, but I've kind of leveled off a little bit, so it'd be nice to see in 4 weeks how much it goes up. So I'm going to try to get that calculated this weekend. And I've been doing the push-ups just now. They're getting harder, so I might have to repeat some weeks, because like today's I just did 16. It was 14, 16, and then I do 12, 12, and then 17. But like I have to take longer breaks in between than I was. So I might have to repeat a week or two if it gets too hard, like I can't keep up with the rate at which you're increasing at. But that's okay. But I mean, that ends up being a lot of push-ups, 14, 16, 12, 12, and 17. So anyway, but yeah, had a great 4 workouts this week. And I think I will pay for this Strava Premium when it, renews at whatever it is, like $5.99 a month or something. I think it's probably worth it, especially if you're training every day. To like keep track and really kind of measure. And I put a goal of 6,500 miles to bike this year. I figure, about 125 a week for 52 weeks is around that. I'm below that because, earlier in the year I was only hitting like 100 miles a week. But I figure toward, I'll get better and better and probably hit more as the weeks go on. Last couple weeks I've been hitting 120. Anyway, it's a long enough video, but seeing good results, and I will see you tomorrow.